Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I got Tommy here with me, Runner and Shadows, and we're gonna talk about the All Elite Wrestling's All Out pay-per-view, and we're so let's get into it. So what did you guys think so far, or about it?
So far. We just watched it.
I know. What did you guys think of it? I know. What did you guys think of the pay-per-view
right off the bat?
Right
off the bat, way better than anything WWE has put out this year. 100%.
It doesn't take much. That's for sure.
That's true. But in all sense of it, like, you had the action, you had the ups and downs where I don't know what's going to happen,
mm-hmm.
and then it just kicked ass. And there's blood. You don't see blood anymore on WWE, so that's already a plus.
No, yeah, that's true. So the first match was free to people that didn't get the pay-per-view, which was the buy-in. Let's bring this up. So
I think the craziest thing about these pay-per-views is, the things that you're not expecting to see. Like, I was not expecting to see that heel turn from Hogan. I was actually wait a minute, are we talking? Oh, that's not the pay-per-view we're talking. Oh, okay, let's come back to this one. Okay.
Yeah. So the first match on for the pay-per-view card was Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta, and the Jurassic Express versus Matt Hardy, Private Party, and TH2. And the Jurassic Express won it with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy doing the tag team finisher on who was it that they did it on?
I don't remember anybody on the other side. It was one of Private Party, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I just think that the highlight of that match is where you have a big guy like Luchasaurus just in there dominating people. You also have like Jungle Boy who is just blowing everything away. I feel like he could be a good solo competitor as talented as he is. But then you got somebody like Orange Cassidy that comes in there who just doesn't give a fuck.
Nope.
And he puts his hands in his pockets. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna shin kick you. You know what?
Yep.
I'm just gonna do all this stuff with my hands in my pocket, and he makes it look good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the most entertaining things because he's going to get in the ring and do some crazy dumb shit. It's great.
Yep, exactly. And it's nice to see Hardy wrestle. I haven't seen him wrestle in a while. I know he came back. What's that?
So we got to see a twist of fate.
We did get to see a twist of fate. It would be nice to have Jeff Hardy over here in the AEW, but I don't know if we'll ever get to see that again.
Maybe at some point.
Maybe if Bray Wyatt signs and comes over to AEW, we'll get him back and they'll do the Sister Abigail stuff or whatever.
Oh man, yeah, that was the I forget what their tag team was called. Fuck, that's gonna bother me. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right, so. That match was pretty good. It's just like a warm up to get people riled up to make that final decision whether or not they wanted to purchase the pay-per-view or not. The next match, let's.
It's a good thing you took the Cliff Notes.
Oh, the Cliff Notes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Miro versus Eddie Kingston. What did you guys think of this match?
For the TNT championship?
For the TNT championship, yes.
I mean, I don't watch much AEW like throughout the week like I should. I didn't know who Eddie Kingston was going into this whole thing, but I knew who Miro is, and I just kind of assumed that he was gonna like
dominate,
beat the fuck out of him. Yeah, because it's Rusev. So I mean, he's been a champion. I'd say his 7th or 8th defense. So
yeah.
I gotta say that this match. I mean, I don't know how you feel about a Shadow or you Runner, but I actually felt like this was probably the weaker match out of the card.
I agree.
I don't think Eddie was on the same he's not on the same level as Miro.
Oh no, not at all. Like he's like getting his ass stomped like the biggest part of the match, and then like he's supposed to be this like striker from what I've been listening to the build up and stuff, like just the previews and things. And I didn't see very much striking. All I seen was him like slap it fighting, and it's like, dude, what? Like if you're like this striker, fucking start like laying into him. And I didn't see any of that.
Well, I mean, I'll agree. It was probably, aside from the Big Show match, which we'll get to later. This was definitely the weakest match of the night.
Yeah,
it was the most non-entertaining. I wasn't as invested as I was with most of the other matches. You know.
Yeah, same.
I would just say, not getting into the Big Show match just yet, but I would say probably one of the reasons why Big Show match was better is because they played to the strength and they kept it shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Exactly. All right. What was the next one?
Can you hear my background noise at all?
I can hear it a little bit. It's fine.
I'm trying to mute every time in the middle.
John Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima. I thought this was pretty good.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah. John Moxley won, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
he won.
Oh, well, John Moxley is just entertaining himself, but I feel like he's going back to his roots, doing everything like he used to do in New Japan, where he's fighting all these people that he used to fight and shit like that. That's kind of cool. And the surprise at the end with, what's his name, Suzuki or something like that coming out?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So, I mean, I'll probably pay attention to, like, Rampage or something and see what's going to happen next. But it was good for what it is.
Mm-hmm. It's neat because because he was crazy in WWE with the Shield and stuff. What little bit I've seen of him over there, because I haven't really watched a lot of the current wrestling, but we saw them Shield reform before he left to come over to AEW in Philly, and basically seeing him that let's just put him up against the craziest fuckers ever from Japan and just have him fight him, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, it fits his style of wrestling, I feel like.
Exactly.
And we saw him in Philly. It was good, but he never got the push. And I mean, I know he was champion in WWE for a little bit, but he never got the push and stuff or the creative control that he deserved to have. He is a lunatic, which that's fine because that fits him really well. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he could have done so much better in WWE, and I'm glad to see he's doing it now in AEW.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I want to know too, AEW seems to match up people that fit each other's like style in a way, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. Like whatever, like with John Moxley, he's got that crazy kind of like brawler kind of style in a way.
Yeah,
and they like have those same people like wrestle each other instead of just putting them up against just things that don't fit. Like that way there isn't that chemistry that you would see in the ring between the wrestlers.
One thing about AEW is they won't sit here and just repeat the same match over and over and over again. WWE, you can watch the same match 6 times a month, you know, or variations of the fact, whether you make it like a tag team match or something like that. It's so fucking redundant, and it makes for because nothing major is going to happen. They always do major things at pay-per-views, so almost instantly okay. Like Roman Reigns, okay, he's got the Universal title right now. He's not going to lose that title until WrestleMania next year. Guarantee you. And to have that kind of predictability does not make for fun or entertaining wrestling. This stuff, you had 2 people, Chris Statlander. Well, spoiler, you had Chris Statlander and you had Christian Cage going into tonight as undefeated. You know, that just goes to show you that. Even if you have like a 12-0 or a 10-0 streak and stuff like that, you can still lose. Yeah. And you're not expecting to. You're actually expected to be the favorite to win. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't happen, which they do, it's entertaining because you don't see it coming.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the other thing is they're not making that big of a deal out of it. Where WWE that was the thing. Oh well, he's undefeated, and they had to make a big deal out, and they had to announce it, and just build it up to be something a little bit more than what it should have been. It should have been okay. Well, so far the record they haven't been defeated, and you leave it at that. You don't make it to this big like match point. I mean, because that just it builds up the character more than they need to be built up by saying, well, they're undefeated. And then once they lose, then all of a sudden they're nothing. I mean, they did the same thing to Miro when he was in the WWE as Rusev. They built up this big winning streak of him, and he was undefeated until they defeated him. And then he just kind of got swept away to the background because his whole gimmick really at that point was that he was undefeated. And once that was gone, they didn't care about him anymore.
Yeah, and then they don't try to build him up as something other than them just being this powerhouse that's undefeatable.
Well, if you pay attention, like they always have like their rankings, like their record. They're like
I was just gonna mention that.
That is something that all wrestling stuff should do because it makes each match feel like it could matter. Because like if their record is low, they're probably not going to be a contender for a title anytime soon, which is the way it should be. Instead of wrestling being like, or WWE being like, okay, here's this random person they're coming back. Guess what? They got a title shot next pay-per-view. You have all these people that are working to try to earn that, and then you have this random schmuck come back, and then all of a sudden they're champion again. That's
needless
dumb.
to say, we kind of had some moments like that in AEW for this. Like, and we'll get to those later.
Well,
but
I don't really count that because that was kind of a debut, and they didn't really win anything. They got a shot. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win the championship, but in WWE, that's how they do title changes. Like, look at what happened. They had Roman Reigns come back against Braun Strowman and The Fiend when they were fighting for the title. Roman decided to come out later afterwards when they were already fighting and just did like 2 moves and won the match. How the fuck is that entertaining? It's predictable a mile away.
Hey, Slasher, what's up? I forgot you are into wrestling too, or I would have sent you an invite.
Yeah, Slasher loves wrestling.
Okay, let's go to the next one, which was what you had mentioned just a little bit ago with the women's division.
Yes, the big big break moment for Runner.
Yeah, he was getting excited.
Yes.
Which was Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Chris Statlander, and I was actually
it was more the one after that though.
Shut up, Ronnie.
We'll get to that.
Shut up, Shadows.
I really didn't know who I wanted to win this. Like at first, I wanted Dr. Britt Baker to win, but then seeing some of the promo stuff for Chris Statlander, I was kind of like, I really don't know who I want. Whoever wins, I'd be happy with it. But Dr. Britt retained the title, which I was kind of surprised, but considering Chris Statlander beast she is.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I was going to say, this is the whole thing where it's like, okay, she's undefeated going into this match. She is the heavy favorite to win, and then she just loses. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a nice back-and-forth match, and I actually thought to a point she was going to win a couple different times. But, I mean...
Especially when she did the move off the top rope.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's good because you keep Chris as a strong opponent because she took Britt to her limit 100%. But Britt just had a better night,
Yep. And she won by her, what is it, the mandible claw?
I guess it's kind of like that. I forget what it's actually called.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a version of that.
The Iron Jaw, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, that's something like that.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. Chris came in. She brought her ass with her, and it was very entertaining.
It was. Now, this one, I think this match, the next one that's up before you go, Runner, might have won the show, like, overall. At least in my opinion.
I agree 100%, Angelus.
This isn't the what you're thinking it is, Chris.
No, it was fun. It was fun as shit. Like,
but that's the steel cage match. Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. And oh my god, I haven't seen shit like this since Attitude Era.
I didn't think that. I thought there was a different match after this. No, this one was pretty good actually. The cage match. That was pretty good, I'll admit that. I'm pretty sure it's the one after this is what I was thinking.
There was blood everywhere, pretty much.
Oh my god.
Poor fucking Pentagon, just getting his face fucked up.
I mean, this was actually, this is very reminiscent of what those two guys did when they were in Lucha Underground. This is very much the style of wrestling that they had in that company. I mean, it really is a shame that they went under because they had some amazing matches, just like what they did in the steel cage. I mean, wow. I mean, if you don't know who Pentagon Jr. was, if you didn't know who Phoenix was, I mean, you get a really good show of them in this one. They didn't dumb them down. They didn't WWE hamstring them or anything.
Yep.
They let them go and do what they do best.
Just the whole back and forth, like the brain busters they were doing, the fucking they were all like alternating. Like you had one where Lucha Bros ended up kicking each other, and then it flashed later on where the Young Bucks kicked each other because they all got in the way and stuff. You had Ray Phoenix being a complete psychopath off the top of the cage. I mean, I don't know what else you could have asked for in this. You had blood, you had fucking destruction. It was just a great match, and that's what I feel like luchadors are known for. Like they're high flying and stuff like that. That's entertaining. That's the stuff that I really, really want to see.
Exactly.
And not only did they have all that, but they also had a few nut kicks too, and that's very essential for a good match.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to watch, and then seeing the Lucha Brothers actually beat the Young Bucks, and win the titles, is crazy.
Yeah, and then they had a sweet. It was like a Mexican standoff with the freaking Sweet Chin music.
Yeah.
Like, and then like you thought it was over, and then they went right back to it, and it was
they kipped up and went into another kick and shit.
Yeah, which was crazy. But that match, and then they even climbed to the top, which I haven't seen that in years. In wrestling, and literally jumped off the top and landed on everybody.
Yeah, he did that splash off the top.
Yep, which was awesome.
He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, this one was this was a cool fight.
You gotta talk about the boot with the thumbtacks. The fucking
that's how everybody got bloodied. With the boot with the thumbtacks on it.
Pentagon was already bloodied before they brought the thumbtacks in.
Oh, okay.
He was, but that definitely helped.
Oh yeah, that added to it.
I'm pretty sure this was the match where I had to take a piss for the first part of the
take a piss
match.
for 45 minutes or what?
he was taking a piss. Yeah,
he was still a little bound up from the earlier match with Britt.
Yeah,
Stratler. That's what it was.
I need to get some water too.
You missed a good one then, Runner.
I was dehydrating.
It was really good.
Yeah, rehydrating from being in the bathroom for so long.
No. I'm an athlete, Dick.
Now, this is the one where Runner really got excited.
A bathroom athlete?
No, this was this was honestly the best one.
And that was the Casino Royale.
This
basically
one,
a Royal Rumble. With
I don't care what anyone says. This one was fun.
Wrestlers.
This one was fun as fuck.
It was.
This was a good.
You know what? This was the one where euphemism is implied that Runner made a lot of bathroom breaks. He couldn't contain himself over this one, especially when the big T lady came out. Runner lost.
The big T lady.
We don't want to get shut down here.
I was gonna say we wanted that. We wanted that person out, and thank God.
Oh yeah, it's just I don't want to dwell on it, but it's just ridiculous. That they'll put her up against Parrot Head, up against females, and she's doing big power moves on them, and it's
she's the female brute. That's essentially what it is.
It's the fact that she's in here and she's just no selling half the shit. She'll act like she's getting hit and stuff, but then she's right back up and she's manhandling these women.
Yeah,
it's just what the fuck is this shit? I can understand. Okay, you got someone like Nia Jax in WWE. She'll come out and do the same thing. Hell, she even went in the men's Royal Rumble and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Makes sense. You get 619, you get RKO'd, and you get super kicked in the face for it. It happens,
Or with this, these ladies, you have Jade Cargill, which is she's a beast. She's built. She's pretty fucking hot too, by the way. Anyway.
Hey, you motherfucker! You were giving me shit for saying that one fucking katana chick was hot. The one that was wearing all blue.
No, you were focused on her ass. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a great ass.
What was that? Blue. What is her name?
Blue Sky or Sky
Blue Sky or something like that. Yeah.
Maybe your new your new name should be Ass Runner.
Ass Runner.
But they should have more wrestlers that are like her if they want to have something like that, and just
yeah, exactly. Just make a session like all about that, because it's just I mean, I don't mean to be an asshole or anything, but it's just a dude fighting chicks.
But you're not the only person that thinks that way. Everybody thinks like that. Everybody
Val Venus made a big deal of it too, because I guess
I don't want to get the stream taken now. That's why I'm saying that.
He made some comments that Cody Rhodes didn't really care for about the whole when she was the women's AEW champion, and it was more centered around the booking of it and how it was dealt with instead of her actually being trans. Like, there was no issue with her being trans. That's not the problem.
No.
And I agree, that isn't the problem. The problem is the booking of it. And it should be booked as like she wants to compete in the women's division. It should be booked like in reality. Like, you have the stuff that's going on with the issue and be real about it. Because wrestling is usually somewhat grounded in reality. And you want the audience to be to buy into it. And when
so you want to book her in matches where she could actually lose instead of like
what you do is you be like, hey, she wants to be the women's champion while she's trans. Well, she can't. So then she gets her, like, the storyline could be like she gets her lawyers and stuff involved, and then they finally do it. But then, like, you know what I mean?
It's like, too much on the head, though, isn't it?
It is on the head, but it builds it up, and then the people buy into it, and then eventually she is allowed to compete in that division, and then you buy it more. You know what I mean? Thank you for the subscription, Michael Lapina.
I guess I understand where you're coming from, but
that's what what's his name was talking about, Val Venus. But he's never going to get signed with it because of his comments regarding the booking of her during that time.
Does anybody want Val Venus in AEW anyhow?
Well, we got Billy Gunn. I wouldn't mind seeing Val Venus, to be honest.
I mean,
from back in the day.
It's not going to be like a big headlining thing. Like, oh man, Paul White's back. Oh man, Val Venus too. You know.
Yeah, it's true. But the winner of this was let me get into who the Joker was first.
No. Before you talk about that, let's just talk about everybody that hasn't seen what a casino battle royale is. I have never seen it from the start before, and I just think that's awesome. How you have the suits of the cards, and each suit is 5 ladies that come out. And they're instead of coming out one at a time, they come out with, okay, there's 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, and then the very last one to pull the Joker is basically the 30th, or I guess the 26th person, or 21st person, whatever. That's cool. I like that.
I like it too.
That should be done a lot more often, and how it's like all randomized and stuff. You don't have like packs coming out together. You have like, here's one, like two seconds later, here's another one. You know.
Well, can we say 5 presumably women, because there was a few of them there. We're still not 100% sure if they were really women or not. Runner was scared to death of the zombie chick, and he's not really 100% sure she's really a woman. So
no, the zombie chick is weird as hell. Like, Angelus is like, oh, that's hot, and I'm like, no,
I didn't say it was hot. I said it was cool.
Oh, whatever. Same thing for you, I guess.
It was alright.
And look, just because you don't spend as much time as Angelus does in the cemetery, Runner, doesn't mean that you're going to judge him on his kink. That's not what we do here.
Okay, I'm not trying to judge, but if you're going to compare it to that cute Asian chick with the blue outfit, the one with the blue outfit,
Sky Blue was an Asian.
I don't even know what her name is, but she had a nice ass.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ, Runner.
You guys are the ones complaining. You're the one.
The one that did 619 was pretty awesome.
She's the one that went out
was like the Terminator. He just zoomed in on her ass, and that's all he seen for the rest of the match.
Yep.
Nothing else was going on in that match.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's one that's like she's like an actual like a wrestler, and she was running in there and suplexing people left and right, which was pretty awesome. I say go ahead.
Talk about Red Velvet coming down and just doing like a 90-mile-an-hour fucking spear. That was fantastic to see.
That was. I'd say the highlights were probably Thunder Rosa, Diamante, and Jade. And then
Thunder Rosa kicked some ass, yeah. Sure.
And then was it Naya or whatever? Like her just I know like the thing sucks, but like people wanting her to get out was pretty cool, or like at least us watching it, like we were like
she got down to the final 3 though. Like,
yeah, we were like rooting for her to get the fuck out of there because like we wanted the women to actually win.
And there goes the stream.
Yeah, I know, right? But the Joker ended up being Ruby from WWE, Ruby Riott, but she's called Ruby Soho now.
Yeah.
And it ended up being Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho who took out Naya, and then they both fought it out until Thunder Rosa ended up losing. So Ruby Soho has a title shot then. I'm not sure when, but against Britt Baker.
Yes, sir.
Which should be interesting, to say the least.
I don't see him taking the title off Britt. So if they didn't do it for Chris, I don't see him doing it for Ruby. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think Ruby's gonna have to go to the back of the line.
Yeah, but we all know that all comes down to a matter of contract. So if you get somebody in that already has a name established, then they're bringing them in to try to, up their brand recognition in the female division. They may have worked something in where she's going to win a title relatively quick. So
that's a
I'm
good
aware
point.
of that. She did look Asian.
Whether she was Asian or not didn't matter.
Runner didn't care. It was an ass.
I was gonna say, yeah, she had a nice ass.
Runner's like, is that ass look Asian?
You need that ass man clip for him now. Cause I'm an ass man.
I'm not kidding. She had a nice ass. I'd fucking smash.
Jesus
Damn.
No, I told you, Runner. I told you what to say to her. Remember? We talked about this.
What?
Yeah,
what are you talking about, Tom?
Backdoor tongue action, and then you worry about everything that comes in. Because that's all you're focused on anyway.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, I wasn't going to go there.
Well, I went there.
Well, of course you would. You're Tommy.
See what happens when you have a guinea pig on the panel? Anything can
Wait, what else? What else was Runner saying? Didn't he say he wanted to take the bunny out on a date?
I never said that.
He's like, I'd like to take her out on a date.
Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what the fuck. What do you flipped it?
No, what I meant by that was I want to take her out a date to smash. That's probably what I meant by that.
Date to smash. Oh my.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one, which was kind of a big, one of the bigger matches for the night.
I don't know. Every match was big for Runner after that first female match. They were all big matches.
Oh, I know, right? Which was the final fight. It was MJF versus Chris Jericho, and if Jericho lost, that was it. He wasn't allowed to wrestle for AEW anymore.
Dude, I would have been pissed if MJF won.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was like,
the finish,
I was so
original finish.
No, but like I was so fucking worried. I was like, God damn it! Like this better not end the way that it could possibly end in.
Part of me thought that maybe this was Jericho's idea, where he's like, I've been wrestling for 40 some years now. I'm kind of over it. I have my band on the side. Maybe I'm I want to do more of that than wrestling and stuff, which I can understand that. He's getting older.
They have the cruises and stuff going on too right now, and he's performing on those, and that's what I thought it was going to be. He was going to lose, and they would, he'd do that stuff more, and obviously commentate.
Oh wow, man! Right. I seen this thing in the chat, man. And Runner, is this true, man? Is this true? Would the ladies leave you like the Swedish maid left us, man?
Swedish maid left Cheech and Chong. Good Lord, Bear did.
Jesus. I don't even know what to think, man.
I know exactly what to think. If Runner wound up with any of these ladies, the best movie that could describe it is Gone in 60 Seconds. Nothing to worry about here.
60. That's being generous. 60
very generous.
Being very generous.
I don't know. That first bathroom break took like 45 minutes.
No, that's true.
Nah.
But this almost ended with Jericho losing. Thankfully, there was another. Huh?
It did end technically.
It did technically end. But there was a couple other refs out there because two of MJF's guys came down to try to interfere, and one of MJF's guys came down, and then one of Jericho's guys came down to help, and they were fighting each other, and so two refs came down to help break it up. Thankfully, that happened because once what did MJF do? Do his finisher or whatever, and then do a pin. And then
he did something like that, and then he pinned him, and Aubrey Edwards didn't see that his foot was on the rope.
Yeah,
and he didn't kick out, so they counted to 3. And then they were like, oh, okay, his foot was on the rope before you counted to 3. Yeah. So then they restarted the match, and then Jericho got in some good offense after that.
Yeah, he did. He did his he did the lion salt, and then he ended up winning it with the Walls of Jericho.
What you wanted from the start.
Exactly what I wanted, which was pretty old school. It was awesome.
I'll tell you what, there's one thing that I've actually grown tired of, and this has been over numerous years with wrestling, is I've really grown tired of this trope of this is a career match. I felt that they've been overplayed throughout the years, and I felt they'd done them way too many times, and it's really lost the appeal because 9 times out of 10, the person whose career is on the line is not going to lose.
You're right, 100%. Mm-hmm. But it's to draw views. They're trying to look at like, oh, okay, this guy might lose. Maybe you can come and watch this match and stuff like that. But deep down, you're like, there's no way in hell this guy's going to lose. And if they do, they're going to find a way to back out of that or get around that and continue to fucking wrestle.
Well,
how many times has Ric Flair done that shit?
Yeah, but I think there's ways to do it because Shawn Michaels knew that he wanted to retire when he went up against The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He knew that he wanted to be done. I think instead of being a career match, they could have made it a retirement match. Say, look, I was planning on leaving, and whether I win or lose, this is going to be my last match. I think that is a little bit more impactful and is a little bit more meaningful than just, your career's on the line type of match. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Because I think more people are be excited about that to know this may be the last time I get to see this person wrestle. Mm-hmm. If they know for sure this is it.
And you see Shawn Michaels comes back then for Saudi Arabia and does a fucking horrible match. So, I mean, it's like maybe he should have stayed retired to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I know, the reason why Jericho did it was because he's like, I'll bet everything and put everything on the line just because I know I can beat you, kind of thing.
I can understand that, yeah.
Yeah. I'd be more like American Pie. Okay. All right.
Oh, we're on the fucking pie. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have to go take another bathroom break, Runner, just in case?
I'm totally fine. My bladder's perfectly fine.
Oh, it's not your bladder. You can stop with that. We know better.
It's great.
You fucking dick.
And this right here was the main draw for the entire pay-per-view. CM Punk's return, which was probably one of the most iconic pops in wrestling history when he came back.
When was this announced? Like his return?
He came back like August 20th, I want to say.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks
a while
ago,
ago.
something like that,
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Is that because? I mean, listen, I'm not like the biggest like wrestling guy. I only kind of heard of this guy because of Jeremy was talking about it in Friday Night Tights one time. He had to like leave the stream so he can like cover the news and stuff. So that's kind of how I knew about this guy, and it's cool. I mean, I guess he's in Chicago, so that's where I'm near. So yeah, and I think this event took place in Chicago. I had no idea.
Well, I think that's what his name stood for, if I remember correctly. Wasn't it Chicago-made Punk?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago is where his first match was.
Terry Funk, the king of the retirement matches. Yep. Yeah, I hear you, Splitter.
I remember Terry Funk. Jesus.
I tell you what, though, as far as CM Punk's return, I was actually kind of doubtful about how well he would perform. You could definitely see the ring rust on him, and he was huffing and puffing a lot.
Yeah.
You know, because no matter what they try to say, MMA endurance and wrestling in a ring where you're just going solidly like that, it's two different animals completely. So, I mean, all in all, though, I thought he did fairly well for his first match back, all things considering, especially, you know, since he's been at it a game for, what they say, like 7 years?
7 years, yep.
Well,
yeah, I noticed a couple of times.
Look at the fucking GTS that he did, knocked him out of the ring and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought him hitting that early in the match, I'm like, there's no fucking way this match is over already. But seeing that and comparing that to the one that he hit last week when it was like on Rampage or something, that one looked like shit. This one actually looks like Punk knew what he was doing again.
Yeah, I agree. The one on the what was it? It was Rampage or Dynamite or one of those.
I think it was Rampage, yeah.
Yeah, looked a little half-assed.
Like he messed up or missed her.
Yeah.
Struggled to lift him up.
Something off about it, but this definitely is in form as far as doing the move. There was a couple times where I thought he was kind of like a little, not botching stuff, but just kind of like fumbly a little bit.
No, like I said, it was definitely some ring rust.
It was
obvious.
And Darby Allin is fucking nuts. I'm just gonna say that right out. He is fucking nuts. And I think that's probably why I like him. And the fact that, you know, Sting, The Crow, and all that stuff, you know, rings true to me as far as, you know, when I used to backyard wrestle with Shadows. So that whole kind of gimmick, like theatrics kind of thing, that was my shtick back then.
Well, I don't know. When I'm watching this Darby Allin kid, and it was actually the first time I was ever introduced to him, but I'm watching him, the first thing I'm thinking, if you wanted to take something like ridiculousness, or if you wanted to take Jackass and you wanted to roll it into a wrestler, Darby Allin is probably what you would wind up with.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yep.
That swanton off the top rope he did.
Oh, dude, that was freaking awesome.
Crazy. Out of the ring, not into the ring, out of the ring.
Yep. He did that on what was it? It was either Rampage or I think it was Dynamite when he was commentating. And Darby had a match against I forget what they're called. I'm not too familiar with all the wrestlers in AEW, so pardon me. So this is AEW is basic, and CM Punk has basically gotten me back into wrestling again, just because I feel like AEW is like the old WCW, and I was way more into WCW than I was WWF. So,
well, let's be honest, AEW is a way better product right now than WWE. People would not be leaving WWE and ending up in AEW if they didn't have something better to give over there, whether it's more creative control, whether it's, you know, just better people to work with and better environment to be in. Yeah. I mean, there's big reasons for all that.
And Punk like hit a lot of those when he came back, like about mentioning like he and some of the interviews as well that he did, that he has more freedom and he feels like it's a less hostile kind of environment, I guess you could say. Like, I don't know a lot of the inner workings of AEW and stuff, or like WWE, but like it seems like AEW seems to be a more welcoming place, and just from the people in the ring, and the people that go into putting in the matches and stuff, and all behind the scenes
hopefully they've got a really good team that is working in the front office to keep everything going and keep the books tight. Because if you remember correctly, when TNA first started, before they rebranded to Impact, they were the new kids on the block, and they were making huge waves, and they were making like great advancements in wrestling, and they were drawing a lot of attention and drawing a lot of attention away from WWE at the time, who really was the lone bully on the block as far as wrestling was concerned. And they went places that nobody expected them to go in a fairly short time, but they had such bad management in that place. There were such terrible decisions that were being made at the top.
Well,
that's what pretty much destroyed it. Well, when they brought in Hulk Hogan and Bischoff,
that's when everything went to shit, because anything Hogan and Bischoff touches goes to pretty much shit.
Well, that's the thing about Bischoff. Now, you say what you want about the guy. As far as creative, the guy is a genius when it comes to creative stuff. But the minute you put him in any kind of real charge over things, that's when it starts falling apart, because he can't handle that. He's a guy, if you leave him in charge of like creating some good stories and some plot lines and maybe being involved on the mic, great. But once you let him go beyond that, that's when you're asking for trouble. And that's exactly what Impact did. They gave a little bit too much to Bischoff to run with.
He's just as bad as Russo as well.
Well, Russo, I think, is worse, because Russo had an even bigger ego than Bischoff, which, you wouldn't think would be possible. But, Russo swore up and down that he was the creative genius behind the whole Attitude Era. This guy was a minor player in those storylines. And then he went to WCW touting the same thing. And he basically started running that into the ground to the point that they had to bring Bischoff back. And Bischoff couldn't help save that sinking Titanic at that point, because he had already fumbled everything. I mean, he caused arguments with all the talent. He started leaning on people that were his friends, like Jeff Jarrett. Austinator, what's up, buddy? I seen you making all those posts on Twitter tonight. I mean, it's just terrible decisions at the top that ruins it all the time. And even towards the end, when the end of like the popularity of what was TNA and Impact, when they tried to bring in Billy Corgan, who is a huge fan of wrestling. There was only so much he could do to help that too. I mean, you don't even hear it really being talked about that much anymore. It's still around, but who really mentions it?
What, Impact, you mean?
Yeah.
I know Christian Cage is the Impact champion, which is another thing I like about AEW. They will let you go to other promotions and win their titles or do whatever.
I was just about to say that stuff. The thing I like is you got like New Japan and you got Impact. They allow you to work with their talent. They allow you to like work within their company and bring their company in. That's something that WWE like 100% is like, no, you can't do any of that shit ever. That's why this for AEW is such a big promotion, and it's just like you're opening the world up to make wrestling like a community instead of it being like, you have to stay with us and nothing else and stuff like that. That shit is like old hat, and they're like getting looked down upon now, and that's not the way it needs to be. It needs to be.
It's like back in the day. Yeah, exactly. It's like back in the day before WCW. Like you had Flair, who had the WCW champion, and before WCW was a thing, like the show.
He was an NWA champion at one time, too.
Yeah, which is what the WCW belt turned into, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And he would go back and forth, like, at points with that title. So it's like, I don't understand what's happened. And I know Vince is, like, got a huge ego, and he's got to be the top dog. Yeah. So, like, I don't know.
But he's kicking his own ass by not, like, opening, because if there was a huge like cross-brand promotion thing between AEW and WWE, do you know how fucking huge that would be?
Oh, that would be blockbuster. But that's the thing. He can't let it go. I mean, just like his father before him, he's still thinking, as far as like territory, really, is the way he thinks. They're still thinking that territory mindset, even though he was the one that went about trying to destroy all the territorial wrestling. He's pretty much leaning back into that with like, you can only be affiliated with my brand once you sign the contract. And I think you're absolutely right, Shadow. Just like Impact, and just like early Impact did, that they allowed like talent to be able to come in from other places, and they didn't make them solely dependent on
like Ring of Champions and stuff like that. Like,
how many people did they bring in from? How many people did they bring in from Ring of Honor? And they were still able to go back. They were still able to go back to Ring of Honor and do shows there. They were still able to go over to Japan and do shows there. They didn't limit them. And that's what you want. You want exposure, because especially if you're a brand that's trying to take off and really compete with WWE, you want that exposure on an international level. You don't want to just say, hey, I'm just national and I'm like a mini territory here trying to fight against WWE, because you will sink eventually.
But even if you're a wrestler in that sense, you want to go to these other promotions and you want to get your name out there and stuff. Instead of just like the brand, you want to have, say like Jon Moxley, for example. He's going over to New Japan. He's been doing shit over there. He was the one of the champions over there in New Japan. And then he came back here, and I guess they stripped him of the title because he didn't defend it for so long or something. But just the fact that he's going back and forth and stuff, that's awesome to see, And then you got all the guys from New Japan coming over here. And, like, it's just opening, because now you're opening the market up for AEW fans to say, okay, I haven't seen any kind of New Japan Pro Wrestling before. Why don't I check that out, Or why don't I check out Impact Wrestling? Because Christian having the title, it makes you want to watch other things than just one thing. And that's awesome.
Well, that's the thing, too. It also creates, when you're dealing with talent that's solely just to your company, it becomes stagnant after a while. So the minute you're able to infuse it with new energy and new life from other promotions, even if it's only for one night only, that's what makes it exciting. And I mean, even NXT, they were doing it a little bit in NXT, which is kind of odd that they would do it in NXT, but they wouldn't think about doing that on their main brand.
Yeah, the whole promotion, NXT included in WWE, it's just going downhill, and it's a much better, AEW is such a much better product to watch, and it's more entertaining, and they do things that WWE used to do, but they won't be caught dead doing anymore, and it's just, I don't know. You're taking all the people that WWE can fire and bringing them over and probably give them decent contracts, and they're becoming superstars, like the end of this pay-per-view tonight. Like, it's good to see that.
Definitely.
Oh, and what's going on, Zax? Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to have you here. As far as this match goes, I'm surprised he didn't actually get the coffin drop in at all.
Did he actually even go for it at all? I don't remember. I don't think he ever did.
He did. And
that's right.
CM Punk dodged it. Yeah,
he did the Undertaker. He did the Undertaker sit-up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then dodged it, and then he did a go to sleep pretty much right after that. And then
he hit like three of the GTSs, I think, right?
I think so, maybe.
Something like that. It was a good match. It was a really good match.
Go for it. It was it was really good. It did not disappoint. Which before the match we were like, this better not be a disappointment, because there's usually when there's a large build-up, the chances for it to be a disappointment are usually high, but it did not disappoint.
Personally, though, I still think if instead of doing a go to sleep again, if he would have did the Anaconda Vice and like took it back old school to what his original finisher was, I think personally, I think that would have been a little bit more of a pop for the fans.
I agree. Like one thing that I like with Darby is his his code breaker and stuff like that. Like his like on the ground kind of grapple. Like, you know what I mean, Shadows. Like, because we used to do it when we used to backyard wrestle.
It's like the technical grappling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was doing all that kind of stuff, and I mean that was cool to see. I like seeing like the heavy hitting stuff, like going for the swanton out of the fucking ring and the coffin drop and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of that grappling and stuff where you can like quote unquote beat an opponent's like arm in submission or that kind of stuff. That's kind of neat to see.
It is. Yes. Slasher.
What's up, man?
Not much.
Stuff like it.
Hello, everybody.
Did you get a chance to watch it, or?
I wasn't watching it. I was watching a podcast that was doing like play-by-play about it.
Okay, all right.
Oh, so you were watching on modern radio, basically.
Kind of, yeah. By the time I had clicked on the podcast, it was like, shit. Which one came first? Was it the Battle Royal or was it the tag team match? It was around that time.
The cage match or
the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, that was good.
That was like the second or third match.
that was before the battle royale with the chicks.
Okay, so I think by the time I clicked on the podcast, it was around that point.
Okay, awesome. So we have. Oh well, before we go on to the next thing, but what were some of your thoughts of the previous matches that we had already talked about, or the matches from there to where we just were?
Well, see, this is my problem. I really wanted to like AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I really did.
Yeah.
And they kind of started going the same route of what they were trying to rage against.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, you see some of the goofy shit they do. It's very much like WWE sometimes with the goofy shit they do. But you know, whatever. It's wrestling is wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm. Like goofy stuff is in like what do you mean? Like I haven't watched a whole lot of AEW, so like
so much shit the Young Bucks do.
Oh, okay. And that's the guys with the Kenny Omega and all them guys.
Yeah.
We got some of that towards the end of this pay-per-view, which was kind of, if it wasn't for the surprises with it, it would have been
yeah, but everyone knew these surprises were coming though.
That's true. Like
listen, they sold out the United Center in Chicago just on a rumor that CM Punk was going to be there. Okay. It wasn't even set in stone that CM Punk was going to be there, and they sold out a fucking NBA arena. So, yeah, they're doing certain things right.
Yeah,
Austin Air, I agree with you. That was a very good match, and that promo was really nice too.
Yeah, it was awesome. I liked him in WWE as Aleister Black with Ricochet.
I do like that guy.
They fucking squandered him in WWE.
Yeah, they did him right in NXT when they first brought him in, and then they threw it all out the window. I mean, you could say the same thing with Finn Balor. I mean, when they had Finn Balor in NXT, phenomenal. When he was the freaking demon, that was great. And then they brought him to WWE, and they started phasing it out, and it was like, this is just stupid.
Hey, Tommy, you ever heard of this guy, Bray Wyatt?
Yeah. I remember when he was Husky. I remember when he was Husky Harris.
Husky Harris in the original NXT. Yep. Husky Harris. Yep. Hey,
you know who he's the son of, right?
Mike Rotundo.
Yep. Him and Bo Dallas.
Barry Windham is his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The main roster does always screw it up.
Yeah, you want to talk about a good thing or a bad thing that they're doing right now is the way they're doing Karrion Kross. Vince just went in and fucked his day as far as his character, and that's so stupid.
He does it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what the hell is Bobby Roode doing these days?
Yeah, Robert Roode, exactly.
Oh, there's another one you want to talk about. They did wrong was freaking
Eric Young.
Eric Young, the crazy one. Like he had such a good gimmick going. He had such a good gimmick going in NXT.
They gave him his own little stable and everything, and they wiped their ass with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in Sanity or whatever.
Yeah. They do it all the time. They did the fucking all right. The Authors of Pain. Hey, they brought those guys up. Where the fuck are they now? Gone.
Yeah,
you know what? There was a couple of those like lower, Federation guys that they brought up, and they gave them gimmicks in NXT, and then they brought them up to the main roster, and then they just threw it all out the window, and they separate them. One of them that I didn't mind was the what was their names? They came out like a 40s duo, like strongman, like circus boxer type guy.
The Vaudevillains.
The Vaudevillains. I liked them as
I hated those guys. I didn't think those guys were really that good in the ring.
I thought they were entertaining. I thought their characters were entertaining. No matter how they were in the ring, I liked their characters.
It was Aiden English and Simon Gotch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember there was a pay-per-view where Simon Gotch threw Enzo out of the ring and like.
I forgot about Enzo and Cass.
Broke Enzo's neck. Oh God! Don't get me. Oh God! Everyone loved those fucking guys.
I
couldn't stand them. All right, Cass was all right. Cass was all right because Cass is kind of like Cass looked like he could be like the new age version of Test.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Test had no fucking charisma at all, but he had a look and he could go in the ring. That's what Test had.
So the Paul White versus QT Marshall, as he likes to be called, which is fucking retarded. It's just Marshall, you dick.
Okay, why would they put this on?
Factory.
Why would they put this on after the CM Punk match?
That's what I said. I said this is a stupid match. They should have been before Punk.
Well, no, they knew that this was going to be a short match, and it was just going to be like a filler in between. That's why they put it there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I slept like half of this match after this. Yeah, the CM Punk one. Because
that was from all your air quotes bathroom breaks. That's why you took a nap.
Asshole. It wasn't from all that bullshit you've been spewing, Tommy.
I'm starting to believe
the reason that is because honestly they made the dumb decision of putting this right after the CM Punk fight.
What the fuck?
That's just my opinion.
What the fuck is Big Show wearing in this picture? Did he wrestle the match in that fucking thing?
He did,
so, yeah. Yep.
Wait, what is
the match went like what? 4
it was
minutes,
a singlet that he wore.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5 minutes tops.
Yeah. And it was pretty lackluster. Like
a Big Show match? Are you kidding me?
Well, it's the Big Slow.
But
gotta go to the bathroom for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was nice to see him win for once. I guess.
Oh, did he turn face and heel,
3
face
minutes.
and heel 4 times during this match though? Did he do that?
No. But he just basically steamrolled through everybody because he's big and giant. So let's have him.
It's a big bad show to die.
See, Parrothead knows. He knows, Runner. He knows. You went through a whole box of tissues.
I saw that too. That's hilarious.
All right.
I was literally half asleep. I didn't give a shit about this match.
All right. He could have been.
You were in your bathroom doing a Jackson Pollock painting.
Well, all right. But Tommy, he also could have been crying because the Big Show is still wrestling in 2021. So.
This is true.
He doesn't even know who the Big Show is.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Los Angeles. This is true. Get that bullshit out of here.
Never know.
Dicks.
That's great. And he wasn't in the bathroom because of all the women. He was in the bathroom because of Nia or whatever. That was his favorite wrestler. Nia.
Big T did it for him. Big T.
Yeah.
There was something about that one person's ass. I couldn't remember who it was.
Now the Roses? I thought so.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. What the fuck? I don't even know who these names are. Again, I'm not even that big into wrestling.
He was like, "Hey, there's a live stream. I'll come on it."
Yeah, exactly. I want to hang out with my buddy Angelus.
I know, it's cool. And it's good to have your somewhat perspective, I guess, on things that you don't normally watch.
He has an outsider perspective.
Exactly.
So this was for the AEW World Championship. Kenny Omega with Don Callis and versus Christian Cage. What are you guys' thoughts on this match?
It was good. I liked it.
I think I also fell half asleep on this one.
Damn.
They were worn out. I mean, that was a whole lot of quotations, bathroom trips. So I mean, I get it.
Oh my god! Of course, I knew Tommy was gonna make a bathroom joke. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I'll tell you what, Runner, if you get Cialis or something like that as a spokesperson for you, I think you could have something.
Poor Runner.
For fuck's sakes, man.
I thought it was pretty good. It was nice seeing some tables and getting to see Christian use some of those again, like he did back with Edge.
The spear through the table.
Yeah, the spear through the table and all that stuff.
Did you notice that Kenny missed the frog splash on the outside, or not the frog splash, the moonsault? He slipped off the fucking barricade.
Yeah.
And then he had to get back up. Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Mm.
It'd been even better if he would have slipped and caught his nuts on it.
Oh God.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the guy, especially in that photo where he's got his hair tied up into like a man bun or something. I don't.
The finish
like
was awesome.
Wait. Tommy, you're saying Tommy, you don't like Kenny Omega?
I don't like the fact that he's got a hair bun. I can't side with that kind of behavior.
I don't like Kenny Omega in general.
I don't like him either. Like he just, I don't know.
I hate his I hate those little mannerisms and spasms he does in the ring. I don't like it. I don't like it.
He looks like somebody could have been plucked right out of a trailer park to me. That's probably why he spends so much time at the Waffle House.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good wrestler and all, but
I actually wanted him to win the AEW World Title back when he first joined, when Chris Jericho had it. I was like, all right, I'll be happy when Kenny Omega gets it, because he was like the big signing for AEW way back when. And ever since then, now he's had it for too long. Now I'm like, okay, 277 days. We can take the belt off him now. We can give it to somebody else.
Yeah, that's like the shit with fucking Brock Lesnar. Like, let's give Brock Lesnar the title and have him fucking.
No. You want? I was going to say, Angelus, and I'm pretty sure Shadow knows too, and I know Slasher does. I mean, if you want to go back further than that, look at the nonsense they did with Hogan, where Hogan had that belt for how many years?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how boring was that? Because you knew that he was going to keep that belt, but it wasn't going anywhere.
But wait, Tommy, that's not a big problem, though, Tommy. As long as this motherfucker's defending the belt at every goddamn pay-per-view, that's fine. But when you're Brock Lesnar and you have 3 pay-per-views in a row where this motherfucker's not defending the belt, yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid. I remember there was
the same fucking person every time he's defending against.
Brock Lesnar was the champion, and I remember it was like 2 or 3 pay-per-views. I think it was 3 max. It was 2 pay-per-views, I think 3 max, where he didn't defend the fucking belt at all. It's like, so why are you gonna put your belt on a guy who's gonna like be contractually obligated to wrestle 4 matches a year? It's like,
especially your biggest title. Like, that was a universal title. Why the hell would you keep that on?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the thing. He didn't even come out and like do a lot of freaking in-ring performances, like even just talking. He didn't do a whole lot of that. Yeah, he would go weeks on end on the regular shows where he would just never show up.
Wait, Tommy, he would stand there and do his little like footy side stamp while Heyman was talking for fucking 20 minutes saying Barack Lesnar like fucking 15 times in a 10-minute sentence, in a 10-minute span.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Because Lesnar can't do promos. That's why he has Heyman with him all the fucking time.
Then Heyman, who did you suck off last night? Barack Lesnar.
First of all, every time he said Barack Lesnar, like I imagined like a combination of Barack Obama and Brock Lesnar into one person. Like Barack Lesnar. Like that would be a scary thing.
Yeah. Let's see. The finisher of this with the winged angel was pretty cool. It was neat seeing Edge do his finisher. I would have liked to have seen him do his from the top rope.
You mean Christian? Christian.
That's it.
Not Edge.
Derp.
We're back.
That just goes to show you how much Christian takes a backseat to Edge sometimes.
This is true. I'm not. It is nice seeing him headline a show. I will say that because I'm so used to Edge being like the center of everybody's attention.
It's also like Edge, both Edge and Christian these days. These fucking guys look in better shape than they ever were, like fucking 20 years ago.
Oh, agreed.
They're both fucking jacked. Like, so.
Yeah, guys, you didn't think you could see wrestling in 2021.
Yeah, kudos to them.
Yeah, but I think with it, well, we'll just get into it. What is it? Who was the lesser dude that nobody really gave? Adam Cole coming in and pretending
Adam Cole, baby,
was yeah.
That was a letdown. When the lights went out and it was Adam Cole, I was sitting there like, why?
Yeah,
like,
first the lights went out. I was
remember,
like, oh shit, it's going to be Bray Wyatt and the Fiend is going to come in.
I remember hearing Shadow's reaction to Adam Cole coming out, and I'm just thinking, like, is Shadow's excited? And then he's like, no, I'm disappointed. Well, no,
you're expecting somebody else.
Well, no,
yeah.
Because the way you reacted, it sounded like you were excited at first, but then you're like, no, I'm disappointed. I'm like, oh,
it's true.
Yeah, you're right, Austin. You're actually right, Austin.
You are.
Sometimes you can't tell whenever Shadows is pissed off or not because he sounds happy when doing it.
It's cool to see Cole's come in, but
yeah, I think if he would have came in with if they would have brought him with his crew, that would have been slightly more interesting.
You mean like Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish.
Yeah, Bobby Fish. Yeah. Well, Bobby Fish is actually very underrated. He's
actually
a really good wrestler.
Roderick Strong is supremely underrated. That guy's been a beast for fucking years.
He's actually getting used with Diamond Mine and stuff. Bobby Fish ain't getting used for anything.
He also suffers from can't cut a promo-itis. That's his problem. But Roderick Strong in the ring is a fucking beast.
Yeah. That's why, like, you don't see a lot of wrestlers now with managers anymore, like you used to back in the day. So, like, if they were shit,
because if you couldn't talk, you needed a manager.
Exactly. That's sort of why you had like the pallbearer with Undertaker or
Bobby Heenan with most of the people he managed.
Yes.
Jimmy Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because I watched the first
Bobby
episode of Nitro the other day, and fucking Hulk Hogan's promos are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
They are so bad.
Well, then again, you had some of those managers, even their talking skills weren't all that great. Think back to Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering was not exactly the greatest speaker in the world.
No, Paul Ellering was a better speaker than Mr. Fuji. Paul Ellering could actually, speak. Mr. Fuji would just... He didn't even speak like that, what they used to do with Mr. Fuji back in the day.
Mr. Fuji, we all know, well, those of us who are in the know, we know that he only got that position as a manager because he was such a good wrestler, a good tag team wrestler. Yeah. That's why he wound up getting into that.
Well, he also had that hidden thing that managers would always have back in the day. Like, he would have a cane, so you could blast the guy when the referee wasn't looking.
Classy Freddie Blassie.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the other one? Remember, this was before he became Raven. He was Johnny Polo, and he was a manager.
Yeah, and he managed.
Raven was a manager?
Yeah, yep. he was called Johnny Polo.
He was Johnny Polo, and he managed the Quebecers, and I think he managed Adam Bomb. If anyone remembers Adam Bomb.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, but Tommy, he was a wrestler before that, right? In WCW?
Yeah.
He was Scotty Flamingo.
Yep. Oh, look at this. Everybody wants on to talk wrestling. See that?
Yeah, for sure, dude. I've been wanting to do a lot more of these type of things anyway, because before this, I've been paying attention to who AEW has been signing and all that stuff because they've been making a lot of moves. I haven't really watched much of the product, but I liked the moves that they were making as far as signing talent. I thought it was nice.
I tell you what, with some of the people they picked up, like Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix, and you know what, I've said it before it even started. And I'm saying it again. I would love to see Mil Muerte show up in AEW.
I think he's still wrestling, that guy.
I loved him. I like that other dude too that did the Monster Quetzal. I forget who he is.
Oh yeah. Fucking, he showed up in AEW as his normal gimmick. His name is Jeff Cobb. That's his normal gimmick. What was it? Matanza?
Matanza, right? That's it. The monster, yeah. Matanza, yeah.
Angeles, did you ever watch Lucha Underground?
I have not, no. But Tommy was talking when we were watching that match. Well, I think it was before that, before they even came on.
Yeah, it was when we were still in the green room waiting for everything to start.
Yep.
Yeah. You can view it for free on Tubi TV.
It was overly scripted and very stupid, but the in-ring shit was good. And the character development was good, but they did a lot of stupid backstage shit.
Well, they were like skits. They were actually like real skits. I actually enjoyed most of it because it wasn't. They didn't try to play it off like it was like legit. They just played it off like it was like a private skit. Chat. Yeah. You got to run, runner.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was good having you here, dude. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. It was fun watching this with you guys.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you, man.
Yeah. Nice being on a stream with you.
You got anything to plug, buddy?
I think you did enough of that earlier.
Oh my god, I knew you were gonna say something like that, asshole. Okay, so you can find me over at Lord Runner. That's what the channel is called for now. I'm on Twitter as well. Wednesdays, I'm usually on Fanzine's channel talking about physical media. It's called the Physical Media Show. Thursdays, La Gaming Lounge over at LGL. I do that with Angelus, Kai, and Culture Casino. That's all I could think of right now.
All right. Whoops. Wrong button.
Oh. Okay, bye.
Take care.
Nice talking to you, man.
Hero.
Yeah, the poor boy's all tuckered out, the poor lad.
Yeah, I know. All that masturbatory exercises were
quotations, bathroom breaks.
Yeah, his bathroom breaks were taking a toll.
His wrist was
special sock.
I need to buy that wrist brace too.
Yeah.
That's what Runner needs. He needs a Mr. Sacco puppet for his channel.
Jesus Christ.
Lord Runner does it. He knows that I only do this because I like him. If I didn't like him, I wouldn't bust his balls so much.
Yep, that's true. But what's his name came out and then realized that or Adam Cole came out and then we thought he was gonna be a good guy and then he did the heel thing and joined Kenny Omega and then they were talking some shit in the ring as they do and then Daniel Bryan's music hits or Danielson. What is it?
Brian Danielson.
Brian Danielson.
Brian Danielson. Oh, Danielson! You come out to a Superman music.
Came out to his music and then came down to the ring, and then him and was it Luchasaurus and freaking
Jungle Boy
whoop some ass. Did what is it, Jurassic Express or whatever?
Yeah, and
Christian whooped the rest of those guys out of the ring, and then that was basically where the pay-per-view ended with Daniel Bryanson and all them in the ring.
Daniel Bryanson.
Yeah. Brian Danielson. I'm out of it, man. Hey, Bone, what's up?
What's up, Bone?
What's up, Bone?
So, and that was pretty much the end of it, which was pretty neat seeing Daniel Bryan, even though we all knew it was happening because the internet is doesn't let anything be secret anymore.
No.
Well, even Punk dropped the fucking. He's like, you have to wait a little, be patient for that or something like that when he was on.
Yeah, when they were doing the yes chant.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are they gonna call Bray Wyatt when he shows up? Way Bryant?
Wyndham Rotunda? I don't know.
Way Bryant.
Husky Harrison.
Way Bryant.
Now, it would have been cool to see AJ Lee come in.
First of all, weren't they also supposed to bring in Braun Strowman? I heard that Braun Strowman was strong broman.
I'd like to see Braun Strowman and them push him because they kind of feel like they didn't do shit with him. And
Nah.
You don't like him?
Oh, wow, really?
Nah.
I forgot that was his real first name. Bray is Wyndham.
Yeah,
Wyndham Rotunda. Yep. He's named after both members of the U.S. Express.
Interesting.
When I started watching wrestling, those were the tag team champions: Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham.
Now I remember the days of Blackjack Mulligan.
Strowman signed with Impact, apparently.
Yeah.
What's up, Drew?
What's up, Drew? I hope everything is going well with your mom.
Wasn't that the rumor, though? I thought you were telling me that was the rumor.
Yeah, but apparently it's true. Me and Bruce saying it. I don't believe it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be interesting. That means Christian might fit wrestling.
No, true.
So.
I'm surprised that the sister didn't get into wrestling too.
The Rotundo sister?
Yeah.
First of all, where the fuck is Bo Dallas? Is he still in WWE? Or did they can him?
I thought they got canned a while back.
Yeah, I thought he got fired, but
and he's nowhere?
I don't know.
No idea. I know Brody passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great though. Being a dog.
Where the fuck is Rowan? Where the fuck is that guy?
Well, he came in for a little bit for one match or something. I don't know where he went.
What the fuck is he now? Redbeard? Where the hell? Last time I saw his name was something Redbeard.
Sounds like a pirate name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was released on April 15th, 2021. After he was Bo Dallas.
Oh.
He was released on April 15th, 2021 after about a year absence.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, Rowan was last year, I think. But yeah, there's another tremendous fuck up. A tremendous fuck up. The Wyatt family. The Wyatt family.
They're all gone.
You had a slam dunk with that fucking gimmick from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And you fuck it up over and over and over again.
Well, even when they put Bray Wyatt on his own, there was a lot of potential for that, but they threw it away by throwing him in the ring with the Undertaker and just killing all the momentum he had.
Fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like over and over and over again with the same fucking guy, and then you keep trying to build him up with all this new hype, and then you just wipe your ass with him.
Oh, Parrothead, I believe he went back to training people.
Oh, Hugh Morris?
Yeah, I think he went back to training. He was working for NXT for a while.
Yeah,
he was working as a trainer.
But Hugh Morris got a huge fucking thing against him because the stupid shit he was doing to his trainees in NXT, and he got canned for that.
Yeah, didn't he go back to like private training?
That's the guy that used to be in WCW, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huge erection. Yeah, that's what they were calling him at one point in fucking WCW.
Wow.
No, WCW, they're another one that
Amber.
really did a lot of terrible
What's
things
up?
with names. What's going on? Hope you and Hordes are well.
Hello.
So overall, I know we did it at the beginning, but people that are
I can't give an opinion on it because I didn't watch it. I was just listening to people watching.
Okay.
But you listened to it on sports radio.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The blow by blow, the play by play.
Oh, whoa! Take it easy with that. You're going to get Runner excited again.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it from
He's not here now, but he's probably mentally hearing it.
I thought it was good overall. Personally, there was a few like weaker things, like the Miro or whatever in that match, and then the Big Show match.
Miro.
Obviously, those are kind of the low bar, but everything else was pretty good. A lot more than I expected, I guess you could say, with the other matches, because I was really only going to see it for the Darby Allin CM Punk thing.
Yeah, and you got a match like the Lucha Brothers that fucking knocks it out of the park.
Exactly.
I think this one had a lot more positives than it did negatives. I mean, some of the negatives were glaringly obvious, but a lot of the positives were, they were enjoyable. It wasn't like a WWE pay-per-view where, you got to slog through 5 boring-ass matches to get to one that's like halfway decent. I think that's the biggest difference. Like even the matches here that were a bit weaker were still watchable. I mean, even like we said with the Big Show, we knew it was going to be a boring match. The guy just doesn't have the athletic ability that he used to anymore. I mean, for as big as he is, as many surgeries as he's had, you know what? Of course he's going to be a little bit slower. So they played to that strength that, okay, we're going to put him in this position. It's going to be a fairly quick match and get him out of there. And that was the right move to make.
Yep.
But some of the other matches that, were actually a bit surprising, of course, like the CM Punk one and that Darby kid. I mean, I really wasn't expecting CM Punk to put in that much of an effort just because he's been out of the ring so long. So that was extremely surprising. Even the women's battle royal was pretty interesting for the most part. It was watchable. It was entertaining.
Yep.
It wasn't just like a hair pull the whole time.
Yeah.
There was actually some legitimate moves going on.
Yep.
And of course that match with Pentagon and Phoenix, holy shit, that was amazing.
Oh, that was great.
That was amazing. The Cage match, you get exactly what you expect out of Cage. He's going to put in a solid performance. He does almost every time he's been out there. Even in his days when he was still with the Brood, he would do solid performances. And then let's not even talk about him and Christian and Edge as a tag team. They killed it every single time. But there was a lot of good matches in here, and some that were mediocre. But and I the one match that I do think was the weakest as far as I was concerned is the one with Milo, just because his opponent was not up to snuff.
No, I agree completely. He was talking like all this shit beforehand too.
Oh, that guy, Eddie Kingston, right?
Yeah,
Eddie Kingston. I met Eddie Kingston.
Oh, okay.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Nice.
He's from my area. Well, he was. He was going out with the sister of an old friend of mine who died last year. But yeah, I know Eddie Kingston. I met him at an indie show. He's a good guy.
Nice.
I'm just glad that was the first match, that we get that out of the way, and then it was kind of just uphill from there. And then Big Show gave you what you expected, and then everything else was just like you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yep.
I watched. I saw an indie match where Eddie Kingston he comes in the ring, and no joke. It was like 2011 or 2012. Yeah, and it was Eddie Kingston versus Sid Vicious. Yes, fucking Sid Vicious. That fucking Sid Vicious.
Wow.
And Eddie Kingston comes to the ring and he grabs the microphone. He's talking shit for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And Sid comes down and kills him in like 2 moves.
See, now that's the type of Eddie Kingston match I think I would have seen with Milo. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's pretty much what it was.
The slap fest. I mean, that's something I would have expected from a WWE Women's Championship match. I really didn't expect to see this here.
The ladies in AEW are like badass too. Like I was surprised. Like WWE's are okay. Like you have a few that are pretty good, and then the rest are kind of just shit.
The only one I like is Hikaru Shida. She's the only one I like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like the bunny. I think the bunny held her own in the battle royale.
Oh, all right. I like her in a different way. There you go.
I like Thunder
Actually, I kind of like them both in the same way, but
I thought Runner left. What are we talking about here?
What's this? There's a Drew. Drew says there's a huge story building across Impact and NJPW.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling that will get billed in AEW too. Switchblade, Jay White, and Bullet Club versus the Elite.
Huh.
See, there it is. See, Jens. This is exactly what I said you could expect from Jens.
Yeah, you were telling me about that earlier. The only thing that is an issue is the T Money wrestler.
Wait, who the fuck was this? I missed it.
Huh?
Who was this? T Money?
That's not their name. It's Naya or whatever.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing I have an issue with, that being in the women's division.
Yeah.
Because it's just beating women.
Unfair?
Yeah, it's so unfair.
It is unfair, yeah.
Like, if it was booked differently, I'd be all right with it.
You know, at least Nia Jax is legit. Wait. All right. I guess I shouldn't say anything. I guess I shouldn't say anything more.
But yeah, that's the only thing I had an issue with her, and I knew about her beforehand because of the Val Venus stuff and the comments that he made about it. But other than that, everything else was pretty good.
I
heard his comments, and it actually wasn't even slagging anything off. He was what he said was trying to build up something. Like, I don't understand what people were trying to say about what Val Venus was saying.
Oh yeah, I was talking about it. Yeah, like he was the booking was bad because they should have played to the real world thing with it.
Exactly. He wasn't saying anything fucking derogatory.
No, he wasn't. And Cody Rhodes was basically like, "Oh, well, we're not ever gonna sign you to AEW because of this."
Yeah, he was like doing his own booking. That's all he was doing. He wasn't fucking insulting anyone.
No, like he was like, "I don't even have a problem with her being trans," and that isn't my problem with it either. My problem is the way they booked it, or the way they book her.
Oh, Drew.
Yeah, Nia Jax is terrible.
Fat queen of botch.
She is terrible. She is terrible. That girl.
Next, you will be saying Buffy DVDs are for soy nerds. Absolutely.
I love Buffy. And Angel.
Oh God. Next, you're going to tell me you like Charmed too.
No, I didn't like Charmed. I hated.
Get the trifecta going. Why don't you, Angelus?
I didn't like Charmed.
On my days off.
Tommy, I like Charmed if the volume is down and I have a fucking thing of Jergens.
I knew Runner was so
a Runner special.
Bathroom break.
There you go.
That's what you need. Remember the old theaters used to have them, and especially the drive-in theaters. They used to have
That's the only acceptable way of watching Charmed.
Yeah, they had the old intermission breaks where you go to the snack bar. You need something like that for Runner, except to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. They're showing throwing tissues around all over the place, breaking out some lotion.
I mean, there was a lot of tightly clothed mashed up titties in the show. So.
Angelus is the Prince of Sparkles. Thanks a
God,
lot.
I think I'm gonna make that video. I'm gonna make a short video for that. Runners going to the bathroom. Runners going to the bathroom.
Good Lord. But anything else to add? If not, I figure we'd wrap it up for this. I don't know what I'm gonna call these, but this edition of the pay-per-view from AEW.
Why don't you call it the Ring Roundup?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I know when it was me and Shadows, it was what did we call that? Fallen Angels Exposed or whatever.
Presents or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But we never did it directly after a pay-per-view like this. I like this a lot better, but I mean, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to get all of them. So.
Yeah, same. But yeah, we'll go around the horn, I guess, and plug stuff, and then we'll get out of here. So go with you first, there, Tommy.
Oh Jesus! Here I am. I'm a guinea pig. Have you seen my kind before? We nibble toes. You can find me at Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, where you will catch me nibbling at said toes, probably going after YouTube or some other ridiculous freaking article that I found somewhere if it's absolutely that stupid and I have to talk about it. But usually you find me talking about old movies, old toys, retro toys that are being done right. And Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we do Going Old School Retro Discussions, where we get a panel of people and we talk about those things that we love from years past. Now, tomorrow I'm actually having a special retro discussions where there will be a few giveaways as thank yous to all the people that are subscribed to the channel, all the people that come by in the chats. I want to show you how much I appreciate every time that you come by. So if you happen to be by for that one, it'll probably be a long one. So make sure you get some popcorn. And if you're a runner, get some tissues and maybe a little bit of cream to make it through the night. And remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. And if you're a runner, you're probably going to splooge all over the place and make a couple Jackson Pollock paintings.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna give it to you, Shadows.
Well, I mean, I don't really do much anymore, but find me here on YouTube, Shadows53, Twitter, Shadows_53. We just recently had our first child, so I don't stream very much anymore. I'm looking to probably rebrand at some point, but lately I've been on streams with Angelus playing Final Fantasy 14. Probably catch me there, or maybe here for another wrestling thing. Other than that, that's all I got.
Okay. Slasher, take it away.
What's up?
Are you
I'm on Twitter and YouTube. I've been slacking on both of those things, but I'm gonna come back.
Movie night.
Hey, well, all right. Yeah, I have movies with JJ. We do every Wednesday night on JJ's channel. Random movie review. We watch a movie, and then once the movie's over, we go right into the right away review with what we just saw, fresh off our minds. Even if it's a movie we've seen 100 times each, but whatever. But this Wednesday, I'm actually coming back with my own. Not Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm coming back with my own stream. And Angelus, if you want to drop in, it's going to be a wrestling-related stream.
All right. Okay.
Tommy, if you want to come through too, or anyone.
When did you say it was?
It's going to be Tuesday night. Probably.
I think I already have another stream I'm on, but if it's super late, I should be able to make it in.
No doubt, no problem. No one's.
I have to be up till 6 in the morning.
Not gonna bitch at anyone if they can't come through. It's fine. But it's gonna be worst of the worst wrestling moments. It's gonna be moments. It could go from anywhere from something like the gobbledygooker
to the Shockmaster.
To the Shockmaster to to even if Anyone's gonna bring up, Owen Hart, whatever, Yeah, there we go.
God damn.
What's up, Bear?
It's not going to be a very lighthearted stream subject matter, but hey, whatever.
All right.
I got dark real quick.
Alrighty. Yeah, I guess I will take us out then. I'm Angelus Draven, Vampire of the Phantom Menace, one half of the Fallen Angels, and I'm here to sink my teeth into entertainment, gaming and entertainment. And I want to thank everybody that was here for checking us out. Apollo Patriot, thank you. Lord, I am not granting you the title Lord Runner. It was nice having you on the panel and in the chat as well. Tommy, thanks for being here. Slasher and Shadows, also thanks for being here.
Thank you, man.
And being on the panel.
Thank you.
Parrothead, always a pleasure. Michael Lapina, thank you for being here. The Austinator, next time we do something, I will have to send you a link. And thank you for being here. Zax, thanks for being here. Drew, thank you for being here. Bear, thank you for being here. Akashi Queen, thank you for being here. And Jens Peter, thank you also for being here. And I will probably be playing Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow, trying to wrap that up, probably with Shadows. So check that out, and I'll talk to y'all later.
And remember, if you feel something on the back of your neck, it's probably just your resident vampire testing the waters.
Mm-hmm. So I will end with this.